Chicago getting blasted out of the bat by Flamin as they're sitting at half health. Flamin trying to see if he can maybe huddle behind the tiger statue. Got him so the board set up. The succubus right next to them. Big zaps out of Chicago. Portal's opening up onto the shaman. It's kind of out in the open. Can't really find himself a good spot. Is it going to be ground totem in the last second there? There's going to be a trinket out for Flamin interrupted the last second too as well. This is going to be Chicago dodging away from the Infernal, dodging away from Casbolt. Flamin trying to see if he can board on top of him and then keep casting Casbolts if at all possible. Chicago's going to take a lot of damage off from Mortal Coil Fear. I think it's going to be just double bolts here potentially. Does not really have an answer on this to go for an intro. Second CC over that second bolt, third bolt right after. Oh my god, triple bolts out of Flamin. Got himself extra bolts to follow him. He must have the playstyle where once you drop an Infernal, it cut down the cost of his bolts, right? Down to like 1 soul shard. That's gotta be the build, man. That's gotta be it. Got himself plenty of Mystic Cast, opening up more portals versus Chicago, trying to see if he can find himself a better angle. Wall to follow. Oh, but that Casbolt flies into a grounding totem. Does go for at least 1 bolt out in the open, trying to send in whatever instance he's got after it. That was a nice use of that grounding totem. But also, Flamin has a really good use of the Succubus CC. Succubus, in the sense, the crowd control he uses with it, the seduce ability, he kind of uses it like a stun. But the way that Succubus CC works, if let's say you throw in a Casbolt at somebody, and then you hit him with a Succubus CC, Casbolt will connect, but the Succubus CC won't break because the instance of Casbolt will happen before the Succubus CC, so it kind of works like a stun. So if you time it right, Casbolt, and then Succubus CC, and then load up a second Casbolt, Succubus will happen, you'll get hit by Casbolt, will not break because it's second in the instance in rotation, and then second bolt may break it, but you still got 2 for a price of 1 in a single Succubus CC. It's so good. Chicago does end up overpowering Flamin at the end though. The man just ran out of resources. Not much you can do about it. Josh walking in next to Chicago, but does get tangled up in a totem. It's going to be Light Lasso as he's on his approach. Chicago just trying to see if it can establish some pressure before Josh can really get himself a proper go. Reflect the Primordial. Does not take down the totem. Actually goes for Shutterable, but he's still dotted up either way. Thunder to follow right after. Big zaps to follow by Chicago. It's going to be a shockwave by Josh with the Stormbolt right after. Chicago does get knocked back. Does he get a way to reconnect? Oh, this is going to be in Rage Generation 2, so every defensive and offensive get used by Josh right now. So if Chicago can just wait it out a little bit, then maybe okay. Big bleed by Josh, trying to see if he can turn around, but Chicago just got so much pressure on him. It's going to knock him up and in for just a second. Ellen Buster follow does not quite get the knock up and the dunk right after. Not enough damage as Josh looks like he wants to catch up a little bit of health. Chicago better be extra careful. Can always just cut out Josh if they want to. Stormbolt to follow. Not much they can do. Charge off of that knockback into Disarmament to enhance with Shaman. Doesn't really need his weapons in order to generate Maelstrom. Get himself the Lightning Bolt as well as the Raptors. Generating playing over that Maelstrom as much as possible. Trinket for Josh as he gets it with a Thunder. Got himself yet another charge. Oh, Chicago just hard stops him with a big zap right in the chest and ends him right then and there. Shadow Crusher around the corner as SPJ trying to see if he can bombard down onto the Shaman with a totem down. Can't really leave it whatsoever. Honestly, you can try dotting that thing. I think you have to like hit it with the Shadow Word Pain, right? A couple of times. You really can't break it all that easily. But you gotta like Mind Blast it or like spike it or something. That's all you can really do. Try to see if you can get some dots onto Chicago. As long as you land those Shadow Crashes, your dots are all secured. And Shady just has to make sure they can maintain themselves as best as possible, siphon around the corner. And Chicago try to see if they can eliminate fairly quickly. Lasso right after Shady taking quite a bit of damage. Chicago leaping in, Thunder to follow. And this opportunity maybe for Chicago to make some big damage. That's gonna be Shady with the Disperse. Is that why you went all invisible before? Because of Disperse? Like the game thought you were invisible because I don't even know actually, but earlier you were definitely invisible for me. No pre-tremor for the sphere. Shady has the opportunity to at least maybe get some damage happen. Full down to Chicago. Does get a sharp down in Shadow. Chicago trying to see if he can cleave him down with a Lava Lashes. Knock back into Shady in order to make sure he doesn't get any cast up whatsoever. It's going to be a Frost Shock. It's going to be a Siphon joining in. Silence out to Chicago. Shady could actually get a cast out. Trying to go for Mind Games. Big damage to Chicago. Is going to be oh, wow. That's so good. It does set up a nice silence into a Mind Games and a Shadow Ward. Death, well done with Conan jumping in, trying to see if he can take down this Void Eruption Void thread. It's going to be taken down with the tentacles for a second, but needs an execute. Does end up going for a trinket for this one. Human Racial. Human Racial is a root. That is actually unfortunate. So for Conan, this may not be his best matchup at this point. Now I think he no longer has a proper stun. I guess if he's going up against Roth, I think having a proper trinket at least would have been amazing. But against Amarok, Light and Lasso, being able to trinket out of that one, or Human Racial out of that one, would have been very, very helpful. Conan got himself plenty of damage as well as plenty of healing. Stormbolt onto Amarok to make sure he doesn't get to escape. Yet another knockback. Earthshock, Frostshock's going to be huge for Amarok as long as he's extra careful. Big Lava Burst, Ascendance, perfect opportunity. Stun with the Earth Elemental. This is where we want to max out the damage. If he does go for another Frostshock, Earthshock, Lightning Bolt to follow after. Do you have enough damage? It's going to be reflected up for Conan, but he's still able to bypass it entirely. Earthshock into another Frostshock. Do you have any more Lava Burst? Needs one more hit, one more attack. Oh, as the Shockwave comes down, Amarok does end up eliminating him though. Does get himself an opportunity to at least recover before Sensei charges full on headstrong. It's a monk, rolls in, does not want to give the shaman too much of opportunity to escape. Lexu clothesline him, does have a knockback, but the monk is prepared with a roll, immediately getting back in there. Light allows it to follow, holding onto a trinket until later. He's gonna go for a port, trying to see if he can get himself in a better situation. Gonna be yet another freeze, but Amarok going in for a leap. As Sensei uses mobility, yet another port. Frostshock, Earthshock combo in order to keep the monk at bay. And Sensei does have a Karma, could maybe just go aggressive with a Karma that or diffuse magic. At this point, could just stay in. Karma, Amarok is limited to what he can do. There's gonna be lots of pressure, but the monk does end up taking him out with the touches at the top point. Oh no! And Roth trying to give this monk as much of an opportunity, but at 59% dampening, you ain't healing much. Missiles flying in, a Sensei trying to see if he can establish an interrupt onto Rav. Gonna be Breath of Fire around the corner with a Polymorph right after, as Rav gets so much movement while casting. I love watching mages do that, by the way. Missiles to follow, big damage on the Sensei. Got himself diffuse magic, but can't really go anywhere. Fully slowed by the Arcane Mage. Mad damage, touching the magic, I think it sends him. Oh, just missiles, just ends up drilling past the guy. And it still has a lot of bursts available versus Revdog, who's going to be up next. Also, Revdog, am I seeing this correctly? I think last time I've seen you in this arena specifically, Rev, you're not running Infernal. Is that normal? No Infernal build? Or is it just like a bug? I feel like it's a bug. But maybe that's like an intentional build and you got something really, really interesting going on. Rev, trying to see if he can find an angle versus Roth. Roth trying to be extra careful around the Succubus as well as the Warlock, going for a Polymorph as soon as the Warlock closes the gap. Wants to be very careful about Succubus, trying to go for Ring of Frost. Succubus does walk into it. Roth gets an opportunity to at least have himself a proper go. Health funnel onto the pet, reflect to follow after. The pet actually ends up dying really quickly. I guess the pet was super low from Roth attacking it constantly. It's going to be a big meatball flying in. Mad damage on the Receiver, not a great spot right now. Does have all the time in order to reverse it. Rev got himself plenty of defensive wall available. He's going to swap out to a Fell Hunter, so at least he got himself an opportunity to interrupt Roth in case anything. Does end up juking it though. For Roth, it's a big haze buff, but he's still careful of Rev. He knows conflagrations are going to do a lot of damage. Got him some missiles while around the corner. More Arcane Blast if he can find himself a better angle. Rev goes in for a port, kind of tries to stay ahead of Roth, and it's going to be an ice block. At 71% dampening, you need a breather, you need to go for immunity. Better use it as early as possible. Recover as much health as you can. And as long as you have an open up for a Rev, does go for immediate interrupt, touches the match at the ready. Does see himself a big blast, trying to go for Arcane Mass. It's going to be reflective available. Maybe he can just spell steal it. I think it's just over for Rev. He got himself a wall, but touching the magic may just crush him. Does he get to? Oh, it does get to. Rev just needed to wait there. Just had a cooking time over Arcane. It just needed just to let her wait. Let her hold up. I do wonder if it's easier to fight a Destro Warlock or a Demonology Warlock, because the pets versus the Infernal versus the Immolates versus the Chaos Bolts versus the instant cast of Conflagrations and Shadowburns and Portals, I think they're both just about as bad, aren't they? Does get interrupted on his shadow? I think it's just over. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. He played that really well, though. Really well. 2 for my man, Rob, but everybody got a chance to play that round. I love it. I love seeing stuff like this. Hell yeah. Kind of had no choice. Todd was like, I could do it. Yeah. I think in that situation, you just kind of have to do it. You just got to send it, yeah? Definitely just got to send it.